Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Wion World of Cricket and we are back with a mid-innings show. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by 1996 World Cup winner Whatmore and our sports editor Digvijay Singh will join us from the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. Afghanistan have scored 272 runs in their first innings against India. Dev, do you reckon they are 20-30 runs short considering this was a belter of a pitch?
I think they're more than that short, but to me that the score they got was predictable in my mind. But they were a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, Hashmatullah and the captain, they set a good partnership, you know. Do you think they didn't get the kick-off towards the last 10 overs? They were looking good for 300. In 40 overs, they were, 210 for 4? They had wickets in hand.
But they had to go on with it, though. You know, when you take up so much time and use up a lot of balls, a lot of dot balls, by the way, and then get out, and then you expect, you know, the remaining couple of batsmen that you have sitting there to come and, you know, accelerate. Very difficult for them to do that. And we saw Najibullah Zadran try to do it, get out. Rashid Khan try to do it, get out. So, you know, it's not surprising that, you know, they only got 270 where they should have got in excess of 300.
A very interesting point that you made, and I was looking at some stats. They played 140 dot balls till the 40th over. I think that's too many. That's kind of hampered their momentum. I think those 1 and 2s are very crucial. That's what South Africa did in their first match here. They were hitting those big sixes, but they were also taking those singles and doubles.
Sort of a reflection of how they perceive the Indian bowling to be. And it lacked a lot of urgency, didn't it? To me, anyway, it just looked like they were more than content to just to hang in there and just score only a few runs per over, and then in the hope that they can, you know, accelerate at the end. On a normal game, on paper, you'd say 270, not bad with all those spinners, but on this wicket, it really was way short of past score.
You know, and people were calling it a batting paradise. But if you see figures, Jasprit Bumrah, 10 overs, 39 runs, 4 wickets, with an economy of 3.9. I think that's commendable on this pitch.
Yeah, surely. And also the spinner,
Kuldeep Yadav,
1 for 40 off his 10. So 4 and over is a really good result for him. But again, you know, the urgency was not evident when the batsmen were playing spin or quick.
And Kuldeep Yadav, you said Kuldeep Yadav because I remember, I think in the 25th over, he was smacked for 2 sixes in that over. And then he came back and he bowled, 39 dot balls. So I think that dot balls is an interesting thing to see. You know, you're giving 40 runs, but you're also bowling 39 dot balls. So again, hampering the momentum. They were not able to get those singles off him.
Yeah, very good of the captain to trust him, and he was bowling in the last 10 overs as well. So, you know, he's responded royally to Sharma, and you know, his wrist spinners really did cause a few problems.
Yeah, and Digvijay Singh will be joining us in a moment, so we'll get you that exclusive ground report. And Hardik Pandya, you know, he also picked up that second wicket, and then he was the one who broke the partnership between Azmatullah and Shahidi. You know, and in the press conference, Rohit Sharma was saying that I don't look Hardik Pandya as just another seamer. He's a genuine fast bowler. I think he has got that balance. He has brought that balance for the Indian team. You know, he can bowl those, clock 140 and give you some crucial runs as well. Yeah,
he's a very, very important player in that group because, you know, he's a genuine all-rounder along with Ravindra Jadeja. One bowls quick, one bowls spin. But yes, he did break the partnership with a slower ball. After all, it's his birthday, right? So he has to get a gift from the opposition at some point. But yeah, that was a good effort also by Hardik Pandya, yeah.
You know, I think one guy who will be under tremendous pressure would be Ishan Kishan. You know, because he got a duck on his World Cup debut, and Shubman Gill will be back when he's fit. So, but I think he cannot ask for a better opportunity than this. A belter of a pitch, he will come and open. What do you think? What do you reckon would be his mindset?
Well, yeah, surely he's got a second opportunity now to do some good for the team. So he'll be looking forward to scoring as many runs as he can.
Yeah.
Here's a breakup.
Yeah, the innings progression.
Yeah, not enough. That second 10-over block, it's 3.5 and over, 35 for 3. Okay, wickets fell, that's why it was down a little bit. But really, 64 and that 21 to 30 is not enough. And 48 for 1 could have been easily 55, 60 also. So all in all, it just lacked urgency for me, and the perception that the Indian bowlers were bowling just magnificent deliveries that couldn't be hit, but really the reality was that should have been hit.
And we have Digvijay with us. Digvijay, if you can hear me, 40-50 runs short. We thought that they would get to 300 at one stage, but Jasprit Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav bowled really well towards the end.
Yes, not just 50. I think just looking at the way, just look at how Rashid Khan attacked and hit that six, right? It was just coming onto the bat beautifully. And I just think, and I was talking to Dav in between the game as well, this is at least a 340, 350 kind of wicket, because the mistake what the Afghanistan batters made was on a wicket like this, where the ball's coming on so well, you just trust yourself and hit through the line. After Omarzai fell, a couple of wickets which fell at that point of time, but needless. They had wickets in hand. This was easily a 320, 330 score. That's a score, Nikhil, that puts India under some sort of pressure, especially if you lose early wickets. While, the Bumrah's figures were outstanding, right? What did he get? 10 overs, 4 for 39 on this pitch. That is absolutely outstanding. But what was he doing? He was banging it short of length. Siraj bowled it short of length, but he got hammered a lot. But Bumrah was accurate enough to sort of trouble the batters. I think Afghanistan will be kicking themselves, because at the start of the innings as well, you can't be 66 for 3 on this wicket. No chance. After doing all the hard work.
You spoke about pressure, and Dav and I were discussing, Ishan Kishan would be under pressure because, he got a duck on his World Cup debut. Shubman Gill is waiting. But I don't think he can ask for a better opportunity, belter of a pitch. I think he should get some runs under his belt.
Not just him. I think the way this crowd is now filling up, it was more than, when it started off, it had about 60-70% full. It's, as the match progressed, a lot of those empty seats got filled up. Now more people are coming even as I speak to you. Virat Kohli will be looking to get some runs. Remember, this is his home ground, and he hasn't just got the 1 century over here. And a lot of fans out there cheering his name, especially when he was fielding on the boundary. But yes, big opportunity for Ishan Kishan, because I saw him at the nets yesterday. I wasn't very convinced, but I think we've seen through this inning, especially the way Shahidi was playing and with Omarzai, just wait for the ball and you can hit through the line. You don't need to go chasing something wide outside the off stump. These are batters of the highest caliber. Just wait for it and the opportunity will present itself, because it's just coming on beautifully to the bat.
Yeah, Diggy, what I saw also was that the Hashmatullah Shahidi, a decent player, and it appears as though his role would have been bat long and the others chip around him. But one thing I reckon he could improve on is rotation of strike. Okay, he's not the big hitter, and but he is capable of finding the boundary with cricketing shots. But the lack of urgency to rotate the strike and give it to your partner who can, hit it. And his partner did hit a couple of times, even though, he was promoted, wasn't he? The all-rounder Omarzai did a reasonable job, but probably could have done a little bit more if he got more of the strike.
Yeah,
yes, I completely agree with you, because at that point of time, this, just watching from here also, Nikhil, let me complete that. Just watching from here, there was no devils in the pitch. Even the spinners, and we have to sort of, if you're crediting Bumrah, you have to credit Kuldeep Yadav as well, because on this kind of a pitch, where someone like a Siraj is going for so many runs, to contain the batters at that point of time is massive. I just think I completely agree with you. Needed to rotate the strike. It was a decent partnership, 120 odd, which sort of got them back in the game, and then they should have carried on. And that's something they need to learn. And they'll see the great Virat Kohli batting. The last match in Chennai, he got 6 boundaries. The rest was just running hard. And this is a big boundary.
It almost looks like the perception of their bowlers were put up on a pedestal. And but the reality was, doesn't matter who's bowling at you, you play the ball, you don't play the man. So I reckon they were a bit guilty of that. And my prediction was pretty much the way it went. But we make comments on what we see, and sadly, they could have done more.
Dav and I were discussing about one of the battles that may not be a key battle, but Naveen ul Haq versus Virat Kohli. We all remember that IPL clash. It happened. Digvijay, do you see any clashes between...
Any taunts?
Yeah,
Was there
any
any
taunts?
One sec. I may just add something else. Let me add something else. Naveen ul Haq on Virat Kohli, and I just bumped into Gautam Gambhir in the comments box. It's complete.
It's a triangle. It's a bloody... Yeah, that's good. Look, I hope it doesn't escalate into anything, but I think it's a really good little battle that'll add a bit of spice, you know, and it's just what the whole game needs, I reckon.
Yeah. We'll be seeing that, but do you think Afghanistan bowlers...
These are not runs which are going to come easily, Nikhil. These are not runs which are going to come easily. If the Afghans actually get a couple of wickets, you put India under pressure. In fact, that's what we were speaking earlier on as well. Put the runs on the board. Yes, it's not as many, but it's not bad. 270 is by no means a small score. You've got runs on the board. Try taking a couple of early wickets. Exploit the fact that Rohit Sharma didn't get runs, Ishant didn't get runs, neither did Shreyas Iyer, and then see how India respond.
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking of when they were 3 wickets for 2 runs against an attack like Australia on a difficult pitch and they still get up and win the game, I think, Diggy, I think they've got a pretty easy 50 overs ahead of them, probably a lot less than 50 overs.
Yeah. That's there, but I think will the Pakistan clash?
I have a flight tomorrow to Ahmedabad. If this gets over early, I'll have time to go back home and pack.
You will have time to pack. Don't worry.
Yeah. So as I said, will the...
What do you reckon, Dav? I think 35 overs. 35 overs is what I think they should look to get it if they don't lose wickets.
If they don't lose wickets. And also, let's not forget, Diggy and Nikhil, that the net run rate is still up for grabs. You know, they must not look at... they must give that due consideration as well when they're in a position to press home the advantage.
Yeah. That's a fair point, you know. Will Indian batters be looking, you know, Pakistan is the next team that they play and Digvijay will definitely catch a flight today to Ahmedabad. Will that be playing in their mind as well, you know? Because Pakistan, remember, they had a record run chase and they are full on confidence. You know, Indian batters would also want some runs and, you know, go in with full momentum. That's
right. The Pakistanis are coming into that game with a lot of confidence, you know, and fair enough too. Okay. So, you know, I think the Indian cricket team also will want to, you know, get rid of this game as quickly as possible. In the process, getting an even higher run rate, a net run rate, and come to Ahmedabad chock full of confidence. Yeah, let me take a few of the comments. Kunal says, are we going to see a close contest between India and Afghanistan again like in 2019? He's referring to that World Cup match where it went down not to the wire but till the last over. Sadly, Krunal, I cannot see that happening. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I think Digvijay has something to say.
For Dav, can I put a question to Dav?
Surely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for Dav. Dav, just talking about this, say it's 270 to get. What's the difference in that dressing room if you get it in 35 or you get the win in the 45th over? How much of a difference does it make? Especially, I'm asking this to you because you've been in dressing rooms around the world. Yeah,
if you get it earlier, you feel a little bit taller. Everyone's buoyant. Everyone's a lot more, you know, happier in the group because, you know, you've had an emphatic win, not just a win a regulation win. It's a big win, and you've increased your net run rate, and confidence will, you know, it'll ooze out more. So I would be going, you know, as hard as possible to try and get a win as early as possible.
Yeah.
But Dav, just to follow up, they will be going hard, but then you also have had someone like Ishan Kishan who was struggling. Shreyas Iyer knows there's someone like Surya Kumar Yadav sitting in the back. How did they sort of approach this? You know, does the management tell them, you know, just go out and play a natural game, don't worry, you're in the team? Is that the confidence you give these batters who haven't had good outing in the last game?
I think a little, Diggy, good, fair point. I think a little... a word in the ear to at least Ishan Kishan, not so much Rohit Sharma. He knows how to go about it, but just a little word in the ear, son, you're good enough, but maybe take a little bit of time, and once you're set, doesn't matter who's batting in there, once you're set, I think you can really make merry and do a lot of good for yourself. So perhaps even Virat Kohli may not bat. You don't know. So, yeah, it is a case of, you know, just taking a little bit of time and then you can go.
Yeah. We are completely out of time on this show. I'll just take one last question and then we'll wrap up. Naveen asks, ahead of the Pakistan match, is this the perfect warm-up for Team India?
Well,
second inning,
if the second half goes really well, definitely.
Okay, then that's it from us on this show. In 15 minutes, do catch us on the television broadcast. Digvijay, Dav and Isha will join. Thanks for tuning in for this.